Hello. Everyone say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
What is this?
This is a podcast.
What's it called?
College Conversations, you dope.
Solid.
Solid.
Featuring.
My name's Jackson.
Well, my name's Johnny.
What up? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Sean.
What's Kyle's name again?
Oh my god.
Kyle.
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 Should we just mark that on the occasion that is the first episode of this?
Maybe we should.
Just give me a second, Kyle. I want to make this.
Oh my god.
I want to make this like
We need to find
worldwide.
Yes.
You know, Kyle, this is gonna haunt
Hang
you for
on.
like the rest of your life, no matter what. We're just
Hang
gonna
on.
pop up and go, "Hey, I'm Kyle."
There's so much garbage on this group chat. Hang on. Oh wait, no, this isn't it. Hang on.
No,
Oh, where is it?
it's right at the beginning.
It's so deep into this. Okay, hang
Oh,
on, hang
that's
on,
what you
hang
said.
on.
Okay.
Oh,
Giggity.
shut up.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we can just cut some of this out if it takes too long, but hopefully it won't come to that.
All right,
I
bear with
think
me.
I think
bear
we're
with
okay.
me. Bear with me.
How long do we want to average this?
I mean, I think we should probably try to hit an hour. I mean, like, what
I'm
time,
so
what time
down
does
for
class
that.
start here? We start
3:30?
3:30. So
Holy shit.
Whoa.
way to go, Johnny.
There's a quarter in the
That's
swear
a quarter
jar.
in the jar.
Damn, we're going to have to edit that out. All right.
No,
Damn.
it starts at like 3:30. So we'll probably we'll probably wrap this up around like what 2:45. That way we can sit here, chill, and then walk to class for.
I mean,
get
it's
there.
it's almost 1, so, like, if you want to do it at quarter
Here
to
we
3,
go.
that'd be like...
This is a really long
long-
intro.
Or we could just go.
This is a really long intro, but
It
let me
is.
believe me,
Just
it
for
was
the
worth
joke.
it. Here we go. That was so anticlimactic because I didn't have my ringer on.
Let me ask you this: Did
Guess
you turn up
who
the volume?
Didn't have their ringer on, and the volume was all the way down.
No wonder it didn't
Here we
work,
go.
man.
Ready and
Hi, I'm Kyle.
and that's Kyle.
See,
now
we-
that the 2-minute intro is out of the way,
Yeah,
Well, that's a really long intro.
it was. All right, should we start talking?
how
then?
badly
I think
how
we should-
badly were we all looking forward to this?
I was pretty excited for this. I don't
Man,
know. I mean,
yeah.
Sean's like shaking in his boots right now.
I
He's so
mean,
excited.
You know, I am so excited because I finally, after 5 years of not knowing what I wanted to do, I finally found something that I really want to do. And like podcasting, when you said we should do a podcast, I was like so stoked. I'm like pumped.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped. We're gonna do this podcast and we're
Hell
gonna
yeah.
have so much fun.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think we're ready.
See,
Sweet.
I'm the starter of dreams. See, I
You
I
are.
planted
Thank you,
that-
Johnny.
I
You know what?
planted
You
that
know
in
what?
Sean's brain. You know?
I'm proud to say you're my friend, Johnny.
Thank
you. I'm
Thank
proud.
you. That means a lot coming from Sean. You know,
I
it
was,
does.
and you know what? I wasn't. I must have made it seem like I was so unmotivated for this. But like now that I'm here and I'm doing
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I hear
yeah.
myself and I hear you guys and I'm here with
I know, right?
These, my 3 really good friends right now.
That we met 3
Oh.
weeks ago.
We met 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and
but-
look,
yeah. Keep that in mind.
You know,
we. Hi, we're kind of in the middle of the show.
sorry, we just had somebody pop in.
Yeah. So like we've only been friends for what, like 3 weeks now?
But
Yeah.
it feels like we've been friends for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was like that instant click. I should probably stop making noise on my phone. Yeah, it
That'd
was
be
like
an
an instant
idea.
click. Really, you know, what, let's make a podcast. This is gonna work out.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
It also, but because like for me, it seemed like, oh, geez, we're already getting into this. You know,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was like, you know, I had a girlfriend for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, I love you. What?
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
I've
let's
been
get
there.
married.
Dude, I literally been there.
Let's
Let's
get
not even go
married.
there.
Okay, let's just. Okay, you know what? Let's just hold off on that for a bit.
But you know what?
Saving it till marriage.
I have strong feelings for you guys.
Oh my god. Oh my
Well,
god.
thank you, Jackson. We really appreciate that.
All right, we have a 4-minute long intro now.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
All right,
So
so
you know what?
let's-
I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. Before we get started, I'm gonna say sorry ahead of time for all the background coughing because I'm sick as hell. And that was
You're
a
a
good save.
trooper.
I was about to say the F word. But yeah, I'm sick as hell, and you know I have to keep like turning away from the mic. So sorry about that if that gets annoying.
You're a trooper, though.
You know.
So, I want to
Good song,
start.
by the way.
I've already watched this like
Trailer.
3 or 4 times.
Oh,
but
okay.
we're dying to watch the.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. So
The
if-
Dark Phoenix
yes,
trailer.
For those
You
of
haven't
that
seen
do
it
not-
yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh.
I don't know. I heard.
I
mixed
watched
reviews.
it for the first time today while waiting for our class this morning. And
Okay.
it's-
Have you seen it, Kyle?
I seen it last night and this morning.
Okay, so I'm the only one who hasn't seen
Okay.
it.
Have we all seen like all these X-Men films?
I have. Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Did we all have negative feelings towards Apocalypse?
I thought it was.
Because I liked it.
I thought it was
alright.
good.
I liked it.
I thought it was really good.
I know there was quite negative press towards it. But
I will say one
Yeah.
thing that I wasn't quite. Some of the lines that Apocalypse said, I was kind of like, that just seems a little
Yeah.
cheesy.
Mm.
But for the most part, I thought it was a really good movie.
I figured.
Movie,
I
sorry.
figured.
a good
movie.
movie.
movie. Hey, it's my first time. Relax. It's movie.
So we
I
got Kyle
figured
and
I-
movie.
I know
Shut up,
that.
Kyle.
That's gonna be like the college conversations catchphrase. Shut up, Kyle.
I
Hey,
What do I even do?
maybe that should be our slogan. Just shut up,
Yeah,
Kyle.
shut up.
Welcome back to college conversation. Shut up, Kyle. Last time we left off.
Have you guys seen The Office?
Yes.
No.
I
Shut
have
up,
seen.
Toby.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
fair enough.
which office? I haven't seen any.
Oh, like UK or US office.
U.S.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I haven't seen either, but I was just kind of wondering which
Honestly,
one.
I'm gonna thrill all three of you here. The UK version is better.
I don't think I've watched. No, I haven't watched the UK
I haven't.
version.
I've
the
watched
US
pretty.
version.
I haven't watched much of either. I've watched like equal amounts of both,
Mm.
but I prefer the UK.
The UK. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we gonna watch this?
Yeah,
trailer
we've been
or
running
what?
on
Yeah.
for a bit now.
Jeez.
Just
Kind
I'll
of-
get this shit started.
We're getting really off topic.
50 Cent's already in.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. I gotta shut off all the mics.
It's
so
funny
that
because I
this
was like the
plays. Or do
hard
I?
butt from the beginning, being like, yeah, let's not swear, and I swore twice.
Oh, jeez.
that's
Oh,
loud.
wow. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. All right. So we're probably gonna cut this part out because of copyright purposes. So let's not
All right.
say anything funny because it won't be recorded.
Here we go.
We can swear now.
All right, and we're
So,
back.
thoughts?
Yes.
That was interesting.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yes.
The
Yes.
suits were very loyal to the comics. I like that. You know, you had the classic black and yellow and whatever look. That was pretty cool. I don't. Did we see Mystique's costume? I didn't notice.
I didn't notice her costume at all, but
Yeah,
like
'cause I remember I think it was at the end of Apocalypse or whatever that they showed her suit.
Yeah.
She's got like the classic like white.
Yeah.
Like
I think
suit.
so.
Yeah.
I didn't see. You know, I thought like I'm really pumped for this movie because now you actually get, because before in the other X-Men's when you saw Jean, you kind of saw Jean out of like a later state, and you really like you knew a little bit about her,
Yeah.
but now you're actually gonna get like kind of the full story of what actually happened.
See,
and
I'm always into these. I've X-Men is like the X-Men are some of my favorite superheroes, like especially Wolverine, repping the Canadian heroes. You
Hell
hear?
yeah.
yes,
But you know,
Deadpool,
it,
baby.
It almost feels like because they keep making prequels, but like
Yeah.
we've all seen Days of Future Past,
Yeah.
so like she's chill, but we got to see this.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then like that kind of goes into what I was saying, like before you know, you were saying that she was chill and like she was in there, but now you actually get to see Jean in this whole like you basically get the, I wouldn't say like maybe well no I'd maybe say correct me if I'm wrong, would I say like the whole story of how she
Yeah,
became
like what she went through to
what she
become
went
what she
through
is
to-
today.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah
But,
to
like,
give like
she's
an
chill
actual
now,
full on
though.
backstory.
Yeah.
She's chill now, but like
Yeah.
I want like a murderer of a chick, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, was that an F word?
Yeah.
Oh damn! All right. Well, we're gonna have to edit that one out.
Okay, we're
too.
gonna have to
That's
edit
no big
that
deal,
out.
though. It's all right.
Um,
We already got a
75
couple of
cents.
slip ups already, so that's good.
I would say I like how that they with the X-Men series, they've kept well, starting with X-Men Days of Future Past, they've kept a lot of the original cast in it, which I thought was really good because sometimes over with like franchises and stuff like that, I'm sure you guys know that they switch out actors and it's just it kind of messes you up a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's just me personally.
Well, I mean, if you don't count like the reboot, obviously.
Well, yeah, if you don't, obviously the reboot and stuff like that. Like I know, Famke Jensen played Jean in like the first,
Like the first three movies. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now
Yeah, we don't talk about the third one.
Oh, Last Stand. Yeah, that was a
No.
Yeah.
shit show.
No.
that wasn't
Shit.
Johnny.
I don't think shit should be considered a swear word at this point. I feel like everybody says that word, and plus, like it's part of words like shit show and stuff. I mean, you can't really say. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's
Well,
considered.
okay, we'll kind of keep it somewhat PG. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
we'll keep.
We'll
no,
say-
you know
we'll-
what though?
we'll
there
cut
there
out.
are like PG YouTubers that say like shit and like crap and whatever.
Okay.
So
Well,
we
we'll
can
keep
say
it
that, but
ass.
we'll stay away from like
The PG YouTubers
What I
say ass
said.
all the time.
yeah. So an ass. Like, let's just try to stay away from like the F word.
Like
Like
All
the
right.
big.
Okay, so it ends up just falling back on me.
Pretty
again.
much.
Again,
Yeah.
we'll just
Yeah.
we'll just
And me
play
too.
for right now. We'll just how about we? I know I'm probably gonna be like the nagging one, but how about we just kind of stay like we're actually on the radio and we try not to swear. I
I'm
mean, if
trying,
it comes up,
I swear to
but
God, I am.
if it comes up, don't. But obviously, like, try not to swear.
We can cut
Yeah.
all this out.
I thought it was gonna be a lot easier than it is, to be honest. I was like, oh yeah, just don't swear, and then like I'll just get lost on my train of thought. I'm
Yeah.
like beep 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 beep, just like
Yeah.
nonstop throwing them out. Like God, all right. I just hope this like doesn't happen like when I'm actually live on like
Yeah.
CKDJ or like Area M. That'd be like unfortunate.
We'll see on Saturday.
So,
Okay. So yeah, any other thoughts on the trailer so far? Like, are we excited to
I'm psyched.
recite?
did anybody?
Oh,
I don't know. Did anybody catch when it's coming out?
Oh
No.
no! Hang on. Let me see
Yeah,
if there's
A
a
little
date.
bit of research.
Well, I think if you go back,
Yeah, like right at the end of the video, it should be like, "Oh, coming
early
now.
next year.
Early next year.
Early next year.
February 14th, 2019. I think that is definitely a movie that we must see because I've seen
Yeah.
I have every single X-Men series, and that's like a definite one I want to see
Mm.
because that looks really good.
So I think we've exhausted this subject, right?
I think
You've
so.
been kind of quiet, Kyle. Is it the German in you? You're waiting.
I have a story for like the X-Men Apocalypse. So one day, I was watching it, X-Men Apocalypse at home, and my mom comes up saying, "Oh, that place looks cool." It's the Auschwitz scene where they first introduce it. I'm like, that's Auschwitz. Like, okay, never mind. That's not cool.
Nice. All right, you know what? I actually got another subject here, sticking on the comic book related type things. So I was talking to you guys a bit about this a while ago, the Flash TV show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
I wasn't paying attention.
clearly not. So it's gonna So like I was talking about the CW. So basically, I was reading up on this news that so they cast for the new season that's coming out. It's not out yet. We've been waiting for it, and there's like they released who they cast like as one of the new villains, and they cast. Hopefully, I'm going to say this right. His name is LaMonica Garrett, and they cast him as the Monitor. Now, for those of you that aren't huge comic book fans, the Monitor is a big deal. So the Monitor he's basically like a being of like limitless power that oversees the DC universe. He's kind of like the Thanos of like the DC. Well, not really. You know what I mean, though, right? Like
He's
you know,
like the-
this.
Sure.
He's
He's like the big bad guy.
kind of.
Okay.
So, but basically, what happens in the comics? So this there's a comic series that you guys probably heard of called Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I have not heard that.
I believe that
Okay,
that
because
rings a bell.
That's a really like come on. But yeah,
Okay.
anyway, so Crisis Infinite Earth was George Perez and Marv Wolfman introduced the Monitor in this this comic, and basically the Monitor gets rid of Barry Allen. So he
Spoiler. Gotcha.
yeah, he like merges all the DC multiverses, and Barry has to run really, really fast in order to basically save the universe, or all universes.
Okay.
And he ends up dying.
Again, spoiler. Thanks.
It's in the comics. The comics has been out for a long time. You haven't read it. It's your
Fair
fault.
So it's not
Fair
really,
enough.
It's a spoiler, but it's not really
Yeah.
a spoiler.
So if they're casting the Monitor in the new Flash season, and Wally West, for those of you that don't know, Kid Flash is Wally West. Spoilers. So he's been kind of like taking over like a bigger role in the series lately, and now that we know that somebody's being cast in the Monitor, we're thinking that they're probably going to kill off Barry Allen and push Wally West into the star. I don't know how I feel about that. You guys have any thoughts on that? Have you been have any of you guys even like watched the CW show?
I remember
I
I was.
haven't. I'm probably not gonna be an expert in this area.
Yeah.
I'll do my best, but I haven't seen any of that. So.
Okay.
I remember being fairly hyped for when that show got
Mhm.
released. I watched the pilot for that show,
Oh, it's a good show. It's a really
but
good
I
show.
couldn't get past the pilot.
Oh yeah.
I
mean,
don't know
I feel
what
it
it
has
was.
like
I
a
was
slow
hyped for
start.
it too.
Yeah.
I was hyped for it, and I didn't watch anything past the pilot.
For me, like, I watched the pilot when it first came out, and then just all the way to a bit. But then I got busy and just never got back into it.
Damn.
Okay. You messing with your volume?
No, I just had to turn it down because Kyle was coming in on my right ear, and it was just like.
Oh, that
blaring,
was
so I
you
had to,
too,
like,
eh?
you
Yeah.
got that?
I'm
Sounds
turning
happened to
down
me.
his
It's
mic.
not you, Kyle. It's just I don't know. It's
Here's
something
a quick
because God-
solution. All right, so let's continue.
Just mute Kyle's mic.
Bye,
Bye, Kyle.
Bye, Kyle. Just share the mic.
And I'll
with
just
Sean.
keep shutting off the mics as you shift around.
So is Kyle gonna be like?
I just come over to you.
Is Kyle
Alright.
gonna be like the butt of our jokes now?
Probably. I think so.
You know
Bye,
what?
Kyle.
I've been
We
on
like ya.
I have been on the butt end of those jokes, and I think I get some. I deserve to dish them out.
Yeah, once in
Hey,
a while.
I
you know
think
what?
I
I've got
deserve
a
to
rule.
dish
I've
him.
got a rule, and for most people I've hung out with is if you can dish it, you better well be able to take
Of
it.
course.
Oh,
for
yeah.
oh, my
That's
goodness.
got to be like the golden
Yo, I
rule.
legit grew up with a family that spends their time trying to make people laugh. Like going to like a Thanksgiving dinner at my place, you leave and your face feels like it's gonna melt off from laughing all
That's
the time.
awesome.
Like you have
That's
sore
some-
muscles. It's literally a competition at all times between me, my dad, and my brother. And we're always like trying to make each other laugh or make the whole family laugh. And if one guy makes everybody laugh, then it's all right. Well, then I gotta make everybody laugh now.
That's,
You know?
I love
See,
getting to the point of hurting.
Oh,
when
dude,
I'm
you
laughing.
would
It's
then
awesome.
come over to my Thanksgiving dinner.
Please.
so right, so
it's-
we've settled it. We're all going to Johnny's for Thanksgiving.
All right,
How's
at
that?
least I'll have somebody in the car for that 13-hour ride.
We'll be thinking about you, Johnny. We'll be thinking about you. Like, you know what, Johney? We'll look at the watch while we're all sitting down on Friday with our
Yeah.
family. Like, oh, Johnny's still got about 2 hours left.
That's cruel, but I accept it. I accept my
It's
fate.
okay.
That's all right. Okay. Should we move on to the next subject?
What's next, man?
Anybody else got something to talk
I got
about? or
something.
should I
For all the Avenge people, they just put out
Ooh.
a new song for the upcoming Call of Duty album.
just- Yep.
Ooh,
Thoughts?
that's right. I haven't
Mhm.
heard that yet.
I have, and it's pretty freaking good.
It's pretty good.
freaking
Yeah,
good.
nice,
called-
nice save, by
It's
the
Yeah,
way.
thank
called
you.
Mad Hatter, by the way. Just
Yes.
so
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
clear.
yeah. I'm really psyched for this because like I'm a huge Zombies fan. Like I've been playing. I literally started Call of Duty.
That's
playing
the only
zombies.
reason I ever play any Call
Yeah,
of Duty.
that's the same thing. I started on Black Ops 1, and we used to go to like my buddy's place, and you know those like really old like tiny TVs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they're like it's like a 3x3.
The only
Like, it's-
place you can find them now is at the end of people's driveways.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, we had my buddy had a TV like that. We go over to his place and we would play split screen on that. Okay, we would play
That
for
must have been
hours.
agonizing.
Oh, it was so bad, but it was so worth it,
It's
dude.
nothing fun.
We'd go down there and we'd come back up when like there was no more sun. Like it was really ridiculous. We'd go down and we would play on 5. Black Ops 1 5, you know, with like the presidents,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the Pentagon
Oh.
and shit.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Your president needs slugs.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Do
Oh
not
my
pray
God.
for easy lives, my friends.
Dude.
Pray to be stronger men.
Oh my God.
That
That was
was
actually
a
perfect. man.
Really good, like dead on impression.
That is
of JFK.
amazing.
That
I am
was
so proud of you right
epic.
now.
You're a new. You're
Trust
yeah,
the
like-
storm, Dick. Sit down.
Oh my God, dude, that's the nostalgia is just rushing back into me right now. Yeah, we used to play so much of that, and now like, now that the new Black Ops 4 is coming out, and they got like they're doing a remake of I forget what the map's called, but Alcatraz.
Ooh. Oh.
I know they're
No.
they're renaming it Blood of the Dead. It's something of the Dead. It's not Call of the Dead. That's the one with George Romero. Oh, Mob of the Dead. That's what it is. Mob of the Dead.
Mob of
Oh
the
wow,
Dead.
I was
That's
thinking.
interesting.
I was thinking of It was on World at War, and it was in the
Verrückt?
sanitarium.
Yeah,
Yes.
Verrückt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first map they introduced Perca-Colas.
That's
Yeah.
I play the heck out.
You know
of
what I
that.
loved? It was Derice. That where they first introduced the
Yes.
Pack-a-Punch. Dude, that map
Yes.
with the portal or the teleporters when you had
Really,
to
the ones
collect all three.
I used to play all the time.
Oh,
were-
same.
were the World at War maps. I really haven't played anything beyond the Black Ops maps.
Oh my God.
Every
dude,
now
you're
and again,
missing out
I
so
go
much.
over to a buddy's place. He has
Yeah.
Black Ops 2, and we
Way to go, Sean.
All
You
right,
just
Sean.
punched the mic.
Just punch the bar.
So I was trying to do that really discreetly. I'm
You're failing like hardcore.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. You care to point anything else out, man?
You're wearing glasses.
Thank you. I've been wearing glasses for 20 years now.
Oh, look at that. There you go, podcast. Some useful information for you.
Sean, how tall are you?
I am 6 feet, 6'4" and a
Really?
quarter. How tall are you?
Yeah, how
Jackson?
tall are you?
I am-
Ooh,
I
that's a
am-
shot below the belt. Though.
I am 5'3".
Really?
3
Yeah.
inches. Wow.
Below the
how
waist. No, I was a little redeemer joke for you, but you didn't latch on. So I guess we're gonna stick with the height.
Oh no, I'll take
height,
that. but
Okay,
I mean,
yeah. All right. That's
We got
fair. Okay, I see how it is. Back to the zombies, though. Yeah, did you guys see the new maps though that were coming out for Black Ops 4? They got
Not yet,
they're
no.
doing like a Titanic map.
Let's do a Titanic
Ooh.
map.
Oh.
Yeah, I forget what the map's called. I think
Wow.
it's Voyage of the
That's
Deep or Voyage of the,
nice.
something like that. But it's something about Voyage, I think.
Ooh, I may have to
That-
get on that train.
Yeah, and then they
that'd be
got
interesting.
they got IX, which is basically 9 in Roman numerals.
Mhm.
It's basically you're like in a Coliseum type thing, and you're
That's-
like like gladiators or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm not sure like if like the whole map is just like in the the round battle zone or whatever the hell you want to call it, but.
That's tight. I
Interesting.
like
Yeah,
that.
and then they got the remake of Mob of the Dead, which is gonna be freaking amazing. It's one of my favorite maps. That's another thing though, is that like a lot of my friends, they didn't play Black Ops 2 and like Black Ops 3 because they saw like the starter maps and they were like, nah, they're shit. I don't want to play them anymore. And that's what I find, like, the COD lately has been messing up because, like, you know, you go to Black Ops 1, they had 2 great maps.
Yeah.
You know, they had Kino and they had 5 right with the game.
Yeah.
And then all the DLCs were still bangers. Like, they were great maps. Don't get me wrong. Some of them were, like, but, like, they were still good. There was no, like, bad maps. And then you got Black Ops 2. You start off with the game with Transit. Dude, Transit is an abomination. It's, like, the worst map ever made.
Damn.
It is so bad. So my friend saw that and he was like, dude, this zombie sucks. I'm not going to play it. But all the DLCs are amazing. Except for, obviously, Die Rise, which is just...
Mind-blowing.
Oh, Die Rise is just garbage. It's literally, like, it's just skyscrapers and you're, like, going from skyscraper to skyscraper. Like, if the zombies isn't bad enough to get killed by, but now you got to fall to your death too now. It's like, nah.
Nothing more fun than leaping from building to building.
Parkour.
If only you could do that.
Parkour.
So,
Wow.
Yeah. And then Black Ops 3, well, they came out with Shadows of Evil as the first map. It was all right. It was different. You had to do, like, rituals instead of, like, power. So it was, like, you had to get used to it. But it was all right, I guess. It was better than Transit, but it wasn't that great. And then the DLCs were amazing, like Der Eisendrache and, like, all those other German names. I said as I looked at Kyle.
Wow.
Have we ever seen... I think it was like, wow, Kyle, that was special. You want to describe what you just did? Actually, no, you don't. No, you don't.
They're not.
we're supposed to keep this
PG.
PG.
Have we all seen, I want to say 2011 or so. This is an old Smosh video of where this like video game CEO is trying to come up with an original game that isn't a first-person shooter. And, like, he, like, murders everybody in the room, and his secretary comes in, brings him this idea. And the video ends with one of the guys in the room who he didn't murder. He's like, hey, you got any cool new video games? And he's like, yeah, we got this new game. It's called, like, Magic Daddy Rescue Force or something.
The hell?
He just shouts, lame, and just throws it away. And then he picks up another one. He goes, Call of Duty 12. I'll take it.
Oh, my God.
I believe Black Ops 2 was the 12th Call of Duty game. I thought that was so
I actually remember that video.
I don't think I've seen that video. I mean, maybe. Like, you know, when you get lost in, like, that freaking rabbit hole of YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh,
Been there, done
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I probably fell upon it, but I don't know. I don't really
it's
recall.
a classic. It's a classic.
Having fun with your mic, Kyle.
Getting it set.
All right, so what else we got for subjects, people? Anybody else want to chime in here?
Bad drivers. Talk
Bad-
about that.
That just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was
but I'm on.
desperate. He was like,
you know what?
bad
I'm
drivers.
very on board with
Okay,
that.
in my defense, I was earlier this week when we were talking about doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I was just kind of jotting things down, and one of the things was like, oh, bad drivers. Everybody's had a bad experience with bad drivers because let's face it, out there, people suck at driving.
Yeah, let's not
The
even
greatest
beat around
show
the bush
on
with
earth.
that, Yeah.
The greatest show on earth
Canada's worst
is
drivers.
Canada's
Oh,
worst.
yeah.
Okay,
I know.
so but the only problem with that, I'm afraid, like, I don't know, like how accurate
for those
that
of you that
show
don't
is
know,
actually is true.
We're stationed in Canada.
Yes, we are. There are
Canadian and
4
proud.
Canadian people
We're
here. We
Canadian
are all
beat.
Canadian.
Yep.
Proud to be Canadian.
Mhm.
All thy sons command.
And all of us command right now. Excuse
Stop
me.
it. Get
Anyways,
out.
Bad drivers.
Okay, Kyle, your mic's off again.
You've lost your mic privileges.
I'm not like that. I'm just kidding.
You're
He's
going
like,
on mic
don't
timeout.
mess with them, man.
You gotta treat us
They'll mess
people
you up.
right.
Careful.
Us people.
We might be getting controversial now. Ooh.
People kind.
Getting back on track.
I almost said one of those jokes that might go too far on radio. So I was like, you know what? I might not go there right now. We'll wait till the later episodes to get a feel for our audience. Then maybe we'll throw in a couple of.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to talk about bad drivers, or is that just kind of like
you know, we can
I'm just kind of spitballing here.
we can talk about a branch of bad drivers. We can talk about Uber drivers.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because remember that story that we talked about the Uber drivers about the abductions and stuff.
Ooh.
So
Scary.
just to kind of
It is
summarize
still.
it back again, is that in America, this isn't just saying that only Americans do this.
Oh, it
just
probably happens here too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
It just happens that it was from America.
Yeah, so this is the story that we fell upon. So apparently that in America, a lot of Uber drivers have been abducting people lately. I I don't know how the statistics or whatever, because I didn't really look into it all that much, but imagine like how stupid you have to be like, hey, I'm picking somebody up with a GPS in my car, and they have a phone with a GPS in it, and I'm gonna kidnap them. You have
world.
2 GPSs with you. How far are you gonna go?
Really?
Oh
my God.
I mean,
yeah, but like people have done a lot dumber things than that. So
fair enough.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, I feel like if you're gonna be a successful like bad guy, I don't know, whatever, like
Successful criminal.
or whatever, you got to think things through, man. You know, you can't just like, I'm gonna abduct this person with 2 GPSs in my back pocket. Like, you're literally you're running around with
The
a
GPS has
light.
had like 5 sequences of recalculating. Like, maybe we're not going the right way.
yeah, maybe.
Time to call
Yeah, imagine-
911.
Imagine like the
that-
person, like the Uber rider, like
That's
sitting in the back,
pretty
like recalculating. You missed my turn. Oh yeah, sorry about that traffic. 2 times later, like you missed it again. Yeah, you know, it's just I'm trying to avoid traffic, and then you're in the middle of the woods, and it's dark out, and you're like, and he's like, oh, traffic. You're like,
Boy,
maybe
I've
tuck
seen.
and roll. You know?
Boy, I've seen Blair Witch Project. I know where this is going. It's been 13 minutes. We're the only
But
2
on a
people
serious
in
note,
frame
like, this is-
anymore.
Yeah.
On a
Like-
more serious note, this is pretty. That's pretty scary.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, it's
Like,
horrifying.
In a way, it's like, well,
But what kind of Uber drivers do they have there, man? Like, I can't see myself getting abducted
Well,
by an
that's-
Uber driver
that's
here, man. They're
because
all like,
just because Uber.
they're all like weak.
no, it's
You know what I mean?
and,
They all
you know-
look weak.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's like it's with Uber, it's anybody can be an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Whereas I think anybody could be a taxi driver, but I think there's a little bit more of
Well, there's
stricter.
Yeah, there's
thing.
more of a
doubt it's-
standard. Like,
and I
for-
doubt
honestly,
it's like you can just go ahead and be an Uber driver.
But I think there should
Like,
be
it's a
like some
job.
sort of like
yeah.
thing where they can, like, you know, obviously you sign up and you do like a background check because you
Yeah.
are transporting people, right?
Yeah. I feel like it. I don't know.
I
Is
don't-
there like a background check.
Maybe
for, like,
there is.
Uber
I
and
don't
stuff?
know. I've never been with Uber, but you would think that would be.
I would assume so, because
Yeah.
it's a job. I mean,
Yeah.
like they do it at their own time. It's their own hours.
Yeah.
They work as long as they want.
You know what we should do? We should freaking get an interview with an Uber driver. We should for a next show just bring an Uber driver and be like, hey, do you ever think about abducting people? We had a show that we talked
Do you
about.
have sociopathic thoughts that you'd like to discuss with us?
Okay, moving on.
Anything at all. Anything at all.
Easy,
Whenever he chimes
Kyle.
in, it's always a letdown.
Easy, Kyle.
With the Uber driver abducting thing,
Yeah.
it's usually like at night when the people are like drunk and they're about to pass out in the car. That's
Fair
when
enough.
people do it. They don't do it in like broad daylight and
Well, when you're
Probably.
weak like the Uber drivers here in Canada, you gotta wait till they're
Did you
hammered.
hear? I think this was an article a while ago of how like Uber might have already like implemented this, that like they're not gonna be picking up drunk people anymore.
Really,
Did I read that right?
dude? Uber is like the main
Like,
source.
isn't that the point
like-
of your business, my
Yeah,
friend?
it's Uber is reducing the amount of driving under the influence or whatever by so
drastically.
much, like drastically
It's
since Uber's been a
great.
thing.
But like I don't know where I must have misread that because I saw that, so I was like,
Yeah, because
What?
Yeah, because weren't we talking about that in class the other day? Actually, with the teacher, he was talking about that like Uber drivers and all that have been like
Yeah.
made a drastic change
yeah,
to like
humongous.
yeah. So like I don't know why they would stop doing that. I mean, isn't it like isn't there like a fine print thing or whatever that like if you're like yakking an Uber driver's car, you have to pay for it, or is it like the company that
I
pays for that
imagine
or something
so.
like that?
I don't know. I honestly, and like all this stuff, like I don't know about Uber. I mean, I'm just like.
Yeah, because I know for a
don't know.
fact that like Uber took like a good amount of precaution just to
Yeah,
make sure
I would
that,
think like Uber. Yeah, Uber would take a amount some. Well, they would obviously have to take some sort of precautionary thing.
Well, you
because
never
they're
know
a
where you're just
company.
gonna get some idiot.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
actually
oh,
just
and
doing
not
some,
only that, but
just
like,
doing some, just some crap for
Well,
dirt. You know.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
with like that is like you, the whole. Well, if you become an Uber driver, it's like it's going on your insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some insurance companies are freaking out. Like people are like, no, you can't do this because if you get into an accident, then we're not covering you
Yeah.
because technically it's a business, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Mhm.
So that's why people get in trouble. I don't know how it is now, but that was when it was started in the beginning. Is where like you had this thing where like obviously anybody could be an Uber driver, but then like people were worried like okay like if we get into an accident, are we covered? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I found a tweet from Metro, which is a news station or like a news place in the UK. Uber will soon know if you're drunk and could refuse to pick you up.
That's what I saw. That's exactly what I saw. So it's not here, but like that's still ridiculous.
Refuse. Like some people get very aggressive when they're drunk, and they.
Well, that's understandable.
I get that because
there you go. I didn't read the article. I saw the title. And I thought, what? That's ridiculous.
See,
that makes more sense.
Yeah,
again, it's just some idiot doing stuff for dirt, and
it would be like it's essentially a cab. It would be like a cabbie. There's risks to that job, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they could be held up at any point.
See, what I think they're doing is that they're saying that Uber drivers are allowed to now say no if they don't feel safe.
Yeah, and
so like because like cab drivers will do that too. They like if they pick you up and you see that you're hammered and that you're causing a ruckus, they're gonna say sorry, but I'm not picking you up.
Yeah, because that would fall under the whole like.
Just danger to your safety.
Well, yeah,
because like it's part of your rights to be able to refuse work if you're
unsafe work. Yeah, that's the law. You're able to refuse unsafe work.
Yeah,
or in this case, unsafe people.
Well, yeah, because that's the whole thing, right? That
I feel like you should be knowing what you're getting into, though. Well, I mean, because like if you're working let's say on the weekends. At night, then you're going to be picking up some partiers, so like you should kind of expect that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
You can tolerate just some guy or girl who's just
like half asleep in the back seat, whatever, there, and then you drop them off.
But again, it all comes back to like, okay, this guy is being rude.
Yeah.
He's giving me hell for no reason, and again, he's just it's all just for dirt, and he's being stupid. Okay, get out.
Yeah.
Probably get a refund.
I think that. If I'm not mistaken, I know that if you like cancel the Uber ride or whatever there after a certain amount of time, you get like a minimum deduction fee. I think maybe that might be the same case. Like if the Uber driver kicks you out, you still have to pay like the minimum to because he went out of his way.
That you drove so far. Sure.
Yeah, well, it'd be in the case with like anything with like taxis too. If you if you are being
if you
rude
stop,
or if you're being rude, you're being rowdy in a taxi cab or an Uber.
Yeah.
They have the right to kick you out and say, okay, I'm charging you because I drove you from this far.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't take you all the way to your full destination.
Yeah, you still have to pay for the fare.
You still have to pay, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how they make their living and stuff like that.
It's different with Uber though, because like Uber they only estimate it or something like that.
Oh, so it's only an estimation.
Yeah, well, like when like you hit the Uber button and then it's like okay, like it's gonna be like a roughly like $8 to like $15 or whatever.
Yeah,
it gives you like that estimate. So like it's around there, but then like depending on traffic and the streets you have to take and how long you're in park and all that crap, then it varies in the price. So I imagine like it goes to like either Uber or like they have this whatchamacallit, this system or whatever that like calculates how much you have to pay for a certain amount of distance covered and all that kind of crap. I imagine they have something behind that.
Well, there has to be some sort of thing behind it.
And it all goes back to going on a school bus because they always had those big signs that said no food, no rowdiness. I think they had like no rowdiness or something.
Oh yeah.
This is kind of another subject that's kind of interesting.
Please, we're talking recently about Uber for way too long.
In my hometown, there was an accident involving a bus. And the bus ended up flipping over. And they were thinking of potentially putting seat belts on buses. Thoughts?
I always thought that was a good idea.
See, I get it. I get like seat belts and stuff like that. But then I was told like on the flip side, it's like, how's a bus driver gonna enforce? Because it's making so many stops and there's so many people. How's the bus driver gonna enforce everybody to wear a seatbelt? Make sure that everybody's wearing a seatbelt.
Well, maybe
but
just
also
the
to
security
be on time for like school and stuff.
The
like
security to know that it's there.
Maybe I guess so. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe don't enforce it then. But like it's there.
See,
I would wear a seatbelt if I was on a school bus.
See, I feel that
I think so too.
School buses don't need seatbelts for the sole reason that it's so damn big. Like pretty much the only thing that'll really do damage to you when you're in a school bus is if you get hit by a semi. Like if you get hit by a car, like
Fair enough.
you'll
get
rattled.
This one was hit by a truck. A pickup, and it flipped.
Oh, it flipped?
The bus flipped up on
like
its side.
The truck from Dark Knight kind of flipped, or
no, not that. No, are you kidding me? No, not that flip. It flipped on its side.
Oh, okay.
I
mean, mind you, the truck was going like 80, and it is in that.
Oh,
area
what did
is
it like
80.
T-bone it or what? Or what?
It was at like an intersection. So yeah,
Yeah, so it hit it on the side and it went.
It went. The bus went. On its
Okay,
side.
well, like even then, like you don't really need a seatbelt.
Who broke
like,
the law there? Like, was it?
I don't know. I don't know.
They don't know if like somebody ran a stop sign or something.
Well, they were saying that weather may have been a factor because it was foggy that day.
Fair enough.
So
Okay.
whether they just didn't, whoever was at fault, didn't see the stop sign or whatever and hit and ran it.
There was an old, not old. It's probably 2 or 3 years old by now, but you can find it on like CTV, probably in like archives or whatever. But a few years ago, they ran a story of how people aren't stopping when school buses are stopped.
Yes.
And you know,
Really?
like it. Of course, you guys know it. When school buses stop, you know,
Yeah,
like the
you
big
have to
freaking
stop.
stop sign
You-
comes
you
in.
have to stop.
You have to stop.
Yeah.
You know, there's kids walking across the street, and there was footage of like, God knows how many people. Kyle, stop taking snaps. God knows how many people who weren't stopping
Oh, it's
and like putting the kids' lives in danger.
that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
Like
ridiculous.
there's a clip of like this bus stopped, and on like letting kids on the bus, in between these kids and the bus door, this guy just zoomed by,
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
It's-
almost
it's-
like they're
See,
almost
like, I-
killing.
bad.
See, you know what
people,
that
kids.
pisses me off about stuff like this is like, you know how like there's those people that, you know, they don't take certain laws seriously.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
understand that nowadays there's laws for literally everything.
Oh yeah,
Like in 10 years from now, you're gonna need to leave the house with a foam helmet. Like
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Like this generation is a bunch of wussies. Like I'm not even afraid to say this. Like you can come at me, bro. Like whatever, dude. It's it's just
absolutely.
it's facts. It's,
well,
it's a bunch of wussies.
They're working
and-
on making laws for what you can say.
Yeah, now they're gonna put a cap on freedom of speech. Anyway,
That's a totally different
yeah.
conversation.
So
Holy
basically, what I was
smokes.
trying to get at is like I get how some people, you know, they're like, oh, this is like stupid laws. You know, we don't need to do this. This is just for like our own safety.
But this isn't
like,
really a
you know, like
stupid
let's
law.
say putting on. Yeah, I know. This is what I'm getting at. So like, let's say like you know, putting on your seatbelt.
Yeah.
It's a law for your safety. If you don't put your seatbelt on and you crash, the other person has their seatbelt on. You're the one who's screwed, not them.
Well, yeah.
They're fine.
yeah.
right? Okay, those rules you can break them because it's your own fault and
Yeah.
you're the one who's in danger.
At your own discretion. go
But
ahead.
yeah, okay, but you got those rules where it's like, hey, don't go like 100 miles an hour next to a bus stop when a kid's trying to get home.
Yeah.
Well,
crossing the
yeah.
street.
Yeah.
Those are certain rules that are meant to be there for a damn
Well,
reason.
there's a
You know what I
reason
mean?
why they're there is because
Yeah.
you're supposed to stop because there's people crossing the road.
Like,
Yeah,
there's
it's-
laws for the safety of yourself, and there's laws for the safety of others.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, that's
Which
why
is,
laws
like,
exist,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So like, see, I get those people that are like, okay, this is a law for my own safety, and I think it's ridiculous, so I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Fine, don't do it. If you get killed, that's your problem.
Yeah.
See, like me, when I was growing up, I didn't really feel the whole seatbelt thing because like, when I was growing up, my parents had just they were from the era where it's like, you know, you wore a seatbelt if you wanted to,
Yeah.
and later on when growing up, I just got accustomed to it, so now I wear it, but I could like easily just take it off because
Yeah,
like,
but
to
you-
me. It's not an important law because it's my own life at stake.
Yeah.
It's still a
But
law.
when I go to, yeah, you know what I mean. But if I see like a law where it's like, okay, put other people's dangers in other people's life in danger, I don't even question it. You know what I mean? Because it's just
Sure.
common sense.
Yeah.
But you got
But
these
that's the
people
problem,
that are
there's no such
speeding
thing
by
as
bus
common sense
stops and
anymore.
shit. Like,
I remember when I was like, God, I must have been like 7 or 6 years old. But I was in Tim Hortons with my grandparents. I saw 2 police officers walk in, and like seeing those guys at that age was like, you know, it's like
Intimidating as
no,
well,
but like
or,
it was
like-
exciting.
yeah.
It was exciting, like seeing like police officers and firefighters and
Okay,
paramedics.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
these guys are great. These guys are keeping
Yeah, they're
us
our heroes.
keeping us
and
safe.
yeah.
And so I couldn't help but want to say hi to him. I went up to him. I didn't. I said hi. I didn't really say anything else other than I wear my seatbelt. I just said hi there. They said hi. I wear my seatbelt.
All right. That's cute as hell.
I'm also gonna shoehorn in there. I don't know if I told you guys about this. That I think it was like early this past year. Excuse me. Early this year. Wow. Early this year. I really hyped this up as hit. I was struck by a car. I think I told you guys about
Yeah, you
this.
did.
Oh yeah, and you said you damaged just your headphones.
Well, I made sure to check my headphones were okay.
Right.
Here's where
I was there for that combo.
yeah, it was again at the time. I was like, oh man, I got hit by a car. Well, I got struck by a car. You know, the situation was I was at a 3-way intersection, and you know, I was going down the road. I was on a sidewalk, and there are 2 cars at a stop sign. One stops and goes, so I just kept going.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the other one stopping. But I kept going, and I got smacked. I had my headphones on. I was wearing dark clothes.
Okay. Oh,
And
was it
so-
the middle of the night or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was like 9 o'clock at night. And this
Okay.
is like January,
Okay.
February,
Yeah.
or something. But like I got smacked, and the first thing he did was like, "Oh my god!" I thought, I hope my headphones are okay. But, like,
Priorities.
the matter of fact was like, "Oh yeah," like we called the cops. You
Yeah.
know, it was just a matter of getting the situation sorted out. The person hit me felt so bad.
Mm.
I felt bad that they must have thought they killed me.
Oh yeah.
'Cause,
Did,
like,
what
they
did they
were-
get you that hard?
Oh,
or
yeah.
what?
Well, just the fact that it happened.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it wasn't particularly hard. Again, it was the description would be struck.
Okay.
You know.
Could you? Sorry, don't mean to interrupt. Could you just raise up the volume
Yeah,
of my mic? Yeah. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. All right. That's good.
Technical difficulties.
Sean ruined
Sorry,
my
like,
yo,
story.
you're like
I'm sorry.
really
I'm
quiet.
sorry.
Ruined
It was
my
just like
story.
Who, me?
my
Not-
mic was
not
like
talking or just
I could
mic's
hear you
quiet?
guys coming in perfectly,
you're
but
just
then like
not
when I
talking.
talked,
Oh.
my
should try to-
voice,
we should
my
try to,
mic
like-
was seemed very like low, if you know what I mean.
Sean. We
What?
should try to make conversation with Kyle.
Kyle,
Sorry,
get on
Kyle.
the.
He hasn't been
Let
saying
me finish
much,
my
man.
story.
Come on, Kyle, say
Let
something.
me finish my
Yeah,
story.
let's
Kyle
let
can
him
take
finish
a few
his
more
story.
snaps.
Sorry, go ahead. My fault. My fault.
But yeah, like God, they felt so bad, and like the cops came and sorted it out. I gave my description. The driver gave what I thought was less than accurate description.
Oh no.
But I tried my darndest to be honest with the guy, and I was.
yeah.
And he asked me, "Did you stop the stop sign?" And immediately I kind of went into defense mode.
What, you want Snapchat now?
By saying, "Oh yeah, but," and I tried to give him like, the car. I didn't think the car stopped, and he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you ran the stop sign." And I went, "Yeah, I did." He's like, "We got to pin you with a fine, man." It was like $60 running the stop sign fine. I wasn't wearing a helmet. They let me off for that. They say,
Oh,
"Hey,
you
man,
were on like a bike or something?
Yeah, I was on my bike. It's
Oh,
not like
okay,
I
I
was
thought-
walking. If
like
it was
a pedal
walking,
bike?
then yeah, you didn't stop and you just stopped and waited. And you
Oh,
hit
okay.
me.
I thought you were.
No, I was on my bike.
Okay.
I was on a bike. I ran the stop sign. I got the fine. Guys let me off the hook for not having a
okay,
helmet. They were
so-
feeling generous that day.
Okay, so I thought you were
Um,
talking like you were just crossing the street on like a
No,
crosswalk or something.
That
and,
would
like,
have
the dude
made it
just, like,
definitely
smashed
not
you.
my fault.
Yeah, well, that's why I was like, all right.
But yeah, oh man, the person hit me felt so bad. They gave me money to pay for the ticket. They gave me more than I needed actually. I felt really bad.
You
But
made
like,
profit.
yeah.
Oh, that's always good. And getting in an accident, get some.
But
profit.
like it was a I don't know. It was an interesting experience
Mm.
because like they happened to live just down the road from me at the time.
Oh
That,
really?
like,
Oh, that's kind of
yeah.
awkward, eh? Like you meet the guy that
Yeah.
hits you every few days, and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
how's it going, Bill? Like, hey, how's your hip, Jackson? Oh, it's getting there.
It's better. It's better.
But like I
Can't
took
quite give it to the wife anymore, but you know,
Hey, come on, man.
Hey, that's PG.
That's not PG.
That's totally PG.
But
No,
like,
it's not.
I didn't
it was-
say any bad words.
like
Could have been
I
slow
put
dancing for all
one
we know.
heck.
Exactly.
I put
I'm
one
gonna give her a good
It's
time on
the
the dance
intent.
floor.
one heck of a dent in their friggin' front hood.
Oh no.
My bike was just toast.
Oh.
But like, I felt like I did go like a meter. I went a solid meter in front of this car.
Damn.
But
So
like,
our boy got some air.
yeah, really though, really.
Just
But
in a
like,
5'3"
really,
person.
the only thing I got out of it was like my wrist was really sore, like really sore. Like I put like
Lands on a puddle. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Oh,
you guys are good, you know. That?
Mutes Johnny's mic now. Damn.
I landed.
Bye,
Yeah,
Johnny.
I landed on the pavement, and it was like,
Mm.
oh, I thought that was gonna be like funny. Like
No, not really.
I can't
No.
make that sound.
Yeah. Did I even make it? I didn't even.
Yeah,
hear
you
it.
did.
I
Oh, it was
okay.
perfect.
It's like a
But yeah, that was-
50 shot. Sometimes it makes.
That
it,
was
sometimes
nice. It was kind of freaky. I'd go to that intersection, I'd panic a little bit. But like,
doesn't. Every time you go to.
it was
cross,
it was an interesting
PTSD.
experience.
Interesting experience. Kyle,
Kyle,
got anything to
tell us
weigh in
something.
here?
Yeah,
Uh,
Kyle.
You've been
What-
pretty quiet for the last, I don't know, what,
Like,
45 minutes?
3 hours.
Okay, we haven't been here for 3 hours. If we did here for 3 hours, we'd be late for class.
Yeah, that would suck.
With the law thing, the government came out with a law like with the coming in of recreational cannabis or marijuana.
Ooh.
They're saying
Dank.
that anywhere that tobacco or places let you smoke tobacco,
Yeah, I heard
Yes,
about
I
that.
saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
now smoke recreational marijuana.
See, I'm not against marijuana. I'm pro marijuana. But I'm against that.
Yeah,
Because I feel like
well,
that's a bit
also
of a dick move. Because
well,
like
yeah.
not everybody likes to smell dead skunk while they're having a smoke. You know what I mean?
Man,
Well, not
there's
only
just
that, but
on
like
the-
if you're walking into a store per se, and they obviously all stores today have designated smoking areas
per se.
and like per se, yeah. And if you walk by people who are smoking, generally like you have to be literally to smell their smoke. You have to be like standing right next to them.
Yeah.
But with marijuana, like for me, marijuana,
very
it doesn't
powerful.
matter.
Yeah.
Whatever marijuana, you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
My two biggest things is like with marijuana, you can smell it at a farther distance away.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, well, really, do I really want to be smelling that every time I walk
Yeah.
in and out of a store?
Yeah.
And then obviously the second thing would be for that is,
You know what?
I mean,
though?
we're already having issues with drinking and driving. Now you're gonna
Yeah.
throw in
Marijuana.
marijuana.
Well, you know what,
I
though?
mean,
They have
that's the
the-
only drawback for me.
It's they have the same penalty though for
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's just
driving
another
impaired.
thing. It's still driving impaired. I mean, you're trying so hard to crack down on.
Yeah.
Not to say you weren't before, but now it's going to be more. There's going to be a lot more impaired driving by smoking drugs or doing drugs. So
See,
it's just
but-
like you're just adding fuel to a fire.
Yeah.
Which is kind of. I mean, that's for me. That's the only.
But
like,
you know
kinda
what, though?
drawbacks I see for
with
it.
with a lot of good, there's always some bad. So
Well, hey, just on
you know,
Sorry,
it's
go
not
ahead,
like so like the way that we will come back to your thing. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, it's fine.
So you know, like when you say, okay, like we shouldn't. I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but I'm just, you know what I mean. Okay,
Yeah.
making
For
the
the sake of
scenario.
argument.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the sake of the argument, let's say you're saying like, okay, let's not make weed illegal because it'll cause more impaired driving.
Right.
That's like saying I don't want to eat this apple because eventually it'll be the core.
Yeah.
It's okay. Legalizing marijuana is a good thing. You know, despite your view on marijuana, there are some very good things that come out of marijuana.
Well,
that,
yeah.
help for sickness and all
Yeah.
this and that, and for a good example, Tourette's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Marijuana is like the angel. It helps a lot of people with disabilities and stuff. For all the good that it does, would you really take it off the table just because of that it might cause some impaired driving?
Well, yeah. I mean, that
So I
makes
guess
it.
my
Yeah.
question for you is: do you think it's worth legalizing, even though the consequences that'll probably come with it?
Alcohol
No, I
is
think
legal.
I think it's
Alcohol
I
is
think,
legal.
I think it's fine to legalize it.
And
Yeah.
alcohol,
I'm not
does
saying
more
like I'm
damage
not
than
saying
it does.
I'm not against legalizing marijuana. Like I'm not saying
Yeah, no, I'm not
doing
saying
that.
that you are. I'm just
but,
saying, do you
I'm
think it's
just-
worth it?
I'll-
Like taking into consideration that like the this isn't, by the way, 100%. I'm pretty sure I've heard this, that it like helps with cancer and stuff.
I've
Helps
heard
with the
something
pain.
like
Yeah,
that.
and and it helps with pain and disabilities and
that-
Tourette's and
and
stuff like
that-
that. Like, when you
that-
take that into account,
when you take all that into
Yeah.
account, then yeah, I think it should be legal and stuff like that. Not only that, but like in also too, I just saw like a title, but it was also like well, you got the marijuana that actually makes you high, and then the marijuana that doesn't make you high. I know there's like a male and female. I forget which one's which, but
oh, you're talking about like the CBD?
the stuff that makes like hemp and stuff like that. They're saying like you can actually take the marijuana plants and make like hemp, but you can make like so much other stuff from marijuana, and it's
Oh,
actually environmentally friendly.
I was watching this one video. I forget what it was that they were making. I think it was paper. They would make paper out of. Excuse me, I just had a hiccup. They made paper out of marijuana, and then they could take that paper and make it back into a marijuana plant.
Interesting.
What?
Yeah.
Weird.
I can't remember if it was paper though. I'm pretty
Infinite
sure.
ammo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something like that. Like it was like you could. It was like a very like useful resource that you could take marijuana and make that and then turn it back into marijuana, and it was like the most like helpful thing. Yeah, try to see if you can like search it up.
What was it?
I mean,
Where do I
that's
find
pretty
it?
interesting.
I don't know. Maybe just search up like marijuana into paper and then back to
But
marijuana or
kind
something
of
like that.
just like quickly circling back to that conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously, those are my only two things with marijuana.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think sure. What
And even as
you wanna
somebody
legal
who's
it.
pro marijuana, I agree with you that the smell is not great.
Well, the smell.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean. Like I don't want to be walking into a store and having to walk through a cloud of marijuana.
yeah.
Just on
And then the impaired driving. That's the only other thing, which is kind of like okay, that really
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But obviously, I'm sure eventually, hopefully down the road, they will figure out a way to detect
you know what
it
though? I'm thinking
or
that
whatever.
for
I mean,
like,
that's just those are my only two concerns, really.
yeah, and
Other than
for
that,
the
go
thing
for
that
it.
you're saying about the smell, I think that what's going to happen is going to be similar to just cigarettes. That like at first, Like when people first started smoking and all that, obviously there was a lot more complaints because people weren't used to that.
Well, yeah.
When they walk around and they smell cigarettes everywhere, I'm sure it'll be the same thing with marijuana. Like at first, people be like, "Oh, it always smells like weed," and then eventually, after a couple of years, you're gonna be used to walking around and
Kinda
smelling
like
weed
immune-
everywhere.
Immune to it. Yeah, I guess so.
Because it's gonna be illegal here now, so
Yeah,
everybody's
next
gonna
month.
be doing
Oh
it.
no, less than that.
It's
17th.
October 17th.
No, what's
October
today's date?
17th.
Bro, 2 days after my B-day. Hell yeah.
Just
Oh,
on
that's
just on Maryville Road, there's a record store called
What's-
the Odds and Sods Shop.
What's it?
Okay, and there's a marijuana joint. I assume that like just opened up right next to them.
They
Now,
just
as
opened
far as
up?
I know, that's not allowed.
They just opened up like recently.
Like a few months ago.
That's not good because they're about to all shut down.
Yeah.
What?
my-
The dispensaries?
Yeah, I got a buddy who goes to a dispensary called Canada's Culture, and he said that apparently over there, they're getting ready to close down soon. I can't remember the date he told me, but he was telling me that apparently like most of the stores are probably going to be closing down because once that becomes legal, you're going to need like a license or something to sell
Yeah.
that.
Well,
And,
yeah.
But like it was such a
apparently they're
it's-
facing jail time and whatever because like they've been selling to people that don't have like their green cards or whatever you want to call them there.
Yeah,
one of
but-
the-
but-
Weed cards.
one of those downsides is that like it's affecting their business. It's affecting the Odd and Sod Shop because
Yeah.
people walk in there, and I'm good friends with those guys who work there.
Yeah.
Like they've had people said, "Are you guys smoking weed in here or something?" Because the smell is that powerful and it's affecting their business negatively.
Well, yeah, if they're right next to a dispensary,
Yeah.
Well,
for-
yeah,
just
then-
like if you like walk into like a bud room at like at a dispensary, but for those that aren't aware, a bud room is like where they keep all the weed. It's like a showcase of weed.
Right.
So like that's just like it's a whole room filled with just like grams and grams of weed. So obviously it's gonna smell like if you just smell a guy, like smoking a joint, it smells that powerful. Imagine a whole room full of that, and you're like your business is right next to that. Like it's always gonna smell like
Yeah, it's always
hardcore
gonna
weed.
smell like hardcore weed.
Yeah, so
I have
I mean, I guess, and that'll eventually. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off there, Carl, but like that'll eventually
Poor guy doesn't
come.
talk often enough.
Sorry, Carl. I mean, that will come when I guess in a way, it will kind of sort itself out as once it becomes fully legal after the 17th of October, because that's when the day
Fully legal, you mean?
Sorry, fully legal. Let me try that again. Fully legal
Yeah.
on October 17th. After that, as time goes on, I'm sure they'll figure out a way
Yeah.
to have like dispensaries where people aren't, you're not going to have a dispensary right there, and people are going to be complaining back and forth, the smell and stuff like that.
Well, you're gonna be able to buy like marijuana at like the LCBO and stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
know, but like, yeah, I wouldn't suspect. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that would smell like weed constantly.
No, it'd be,
I don't
I don't
think.
think so.
So like I said, eventually it'll kind of they'll sort itself
Yeah.
out. Like where you're not walking, like you walk by a dispensary
Yeah.
and you won't even smell it.
Yeah, like I mean,
I don't-
like every new thing has some kinks to work out at first.
Yeah,
So-
you'll always work out the kinks and
How's
kinda roll it out.
how's the search going, Jackson? Did you end up finding anything on that weed paper?
I just got in a mood for this. Hang on.
Kyle, you got anything to say in here? You're pretty
Okay.
quiet.
well, I have two stories. One was about year
Am
and
I
a half
able to play
ago.
this without copyright?
I doubt it.
Have we seen this? Sorry, just thinking
How
of like
long
the
is it?
infinite marijuana. It just made me think of
How long is it? 57 seconds.
yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get copyright for that.
Well, just for the sake
If it's just sound, maybe not.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's
Wait,
like,
can we
Play
get
it-
it's
copyright
like
for,
the
like,
season
saying, like-
finale, like the second season of Walking Dead.
Okay.
Second season of Walking Dead. And if you haven't seen that, like there's a part with Herschel,
Can we get
Right.
the older.
Can we get like copyright for saying like Uber and stuff like that?
No.
No,
No.
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 Oh. Okay. I just like
I'm
kind of
just gonna
crossed my
start
mind.
naming
Yeah,
brand
no.
names.
So we
all of
just
a
kind of
sudden.
went on a whole big skit.
Excuse
of
me,
Uber.
Yeah,
voice
like
crack.
yeah.
We're not saying Uber's bad. Uber's good.
No, yeah, no, dude, I wouldn't be able to live without Uber in this freaking city, man.
Uber's like personally, I've never used Uber, but
You've never
it's-
used Uber? It's really good. It's really.
Oh,
cheap,
I've
This
had my car, so I
podcast is
really
brought
had
to you
use
by-
Uber, but I've heard Uber's pretty good.
Brought
Yeah.
to you by our sponsor.
not Uber.
No, but like there's a scene in like the very
Wanna
last
sponsor us,
episode
sponsor
of
us?
the
Okay, well that probably
second season of Walking Dead where Herschel's just
Boom.
firing off with a shotgun, but he's
Oh,
it's
okay.
ever so
It's just like
appropriately
that-
entitled.
yeah.
This video, Herschel's shotgun with infinite ammo.
Okay, well I don't think we're gonna get copyright for that then, because there's probably not like that much audio and stuff. So.
No.
We can play it and get back to the
guess.
stories.
Uh oh. I won't do that.
Oh, you're not putting the volume through? Or?
Not for the ad.
Oh yeah, for the ad, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, isn't that just a double barrel?
Yeah.
It's a single barrel.
It's Hollywood.
I'm pretty sure it's a
It's a-
single barrel.
It's a movie or a TV show. So
Yeah,
a lot
like
of stuff.
I'm pretty sure like a
TV
shotgun.
series.
Like
Like
you can
that-
have infinite amount of anything, even though
Yeah.
in like reality that would never be
Oh my
the
god,
case.
what was her name? She was so annoying.
Lori?
Lori. God.
Oh yeah, you thought Lori?
I don't care. I'm like a season and a half, maybe like 2 seasons back at Walking Dead now. Season and a half.
I've never seen
the
an
new
episode of
season
The
just
Walking
came out
Dead.
on Netflix apparently.
I never seen
I'm
Walking
gonna have
Dead.
to see the rest.
It's really good.
I'm in the
Really
same boat as you, Kyle. I've never seen
It's
Walking
good.
Dead
I
either.
highly recommend it.
Look at him go
Yeah.
though. Look, it's a single barrel.
You know what though? This just reminded me of something else that has to do with like the like just companies messing up like that. Another good one is have you you guys
Tongue tied there.
Yeah, have you guys ever heard of Injustice?
Yes.
Gods Among Us?
Yes.
Like
the game?
yeah, the
Yeah.
games. Yeah.
Okay, well, you ever heard of Mortal Kombat then, Sean?
Yes.
Okay,
I've
well,
heard
it's
of
like
that.
it's made by NetherRealms, the same guys who make Mortal Kombat, and it's basically Mortal Kombat with superheroes.
Oh, okay.
So it's DC superheroes and
Oh, okay.
villains and whatever.
All right. Yeah.
So they made the second game, and they'll have guests. So like in MKX, they had Jason Voorhees,
Yeah.
Leatherface,
Freddy Krueger.
Alien.
Xenomorph. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Freddy,
these
Predator.
are like all
They
like
had
the
a Predator.
bad guys.
Freddy Krueger was in MK9.
Yeah.
And yeah, they had Predator 2 and MKX. So they have like guest fighters where they take like from movies and stuff, and like they had Ninja Turtles and Injustice as well. So one of the like guests that they did in Injustice 2 was Hellboy. Now Hellboy is awesome. Okay, I was so hyped when I found out that he was going to be Injustice 2. Little bit of a problem though. So when you play Injustice or Mortal Kombat or whatever, there's a certain button that you can switch that basically changes your stance. So instead of being like this, you'll switch and you'll be like this. So those that are not able to see me right now, you're going to be confused as hell. But it basically
Fighting
facing.
defense.
Well, no, just like facing right, and then like you can switch to facing left. I
Yeah.
guess that's the best way to explain it for those that can't
Facing
see.
the front and facing the
So you can press that button to switch, and because that they have a certain fight style, and as for those of you that know that Hellboy has that big hand, right, that big rock hand,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think it's on his left hand. Like, let's just say for argument's sake, it's on his left hand. So you'll be fighting like this, and you got your left hand up with the stone hand. But if you switch his stance, the stone hand switches hands.
Ooh.
Interesting.
It's so weird. Like it's such like it's
So-
because they were too like either it was too much work or they were just too lazy to like just reprogram his like because they would have to like reprogram his whole fight style. But that's basically what they did. So every time you switch, the hand switches hands. It's so weird.
So in reality, excuse me. In reality, like, well, not in the books, his right hand is the.
Well, whichever one. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's his. Maybe it is his right hand. You want to like Google a picture?
Google
or
that.
something?
Google
Yeah,
that.
I
Google
think
a
it's
picture.
on his. I think it's on his
wanna
right hand.
I want to say. You know what? Yeah, I'm pretty
wanna
sure it's
say
on his
right
right
too.
hand.
Because in a way, in like fighting a while, you want your.
You know what? I'm gonna stick to my original. I'm gonna say left hand.
Say right.
I see
And it's right. Okay.
right.
Well, okay. So it'd be on his
Yeah.
right hand, and then he would switch like stance, and it would be on his left hand. And you're like, what the hell?
Ron Perlman as Hellboy was great.
I'm
I
trying to
know.
remember who voiced. I think Ron Perlman
Yeah.
actually voiced him. There you go. That's what he looks like in Injustice 2.
He looks great too.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like him. Well,
His legs look weird. Try to find like a full body shot, right? Like Hellboy in Justice 2. His legs are so small.
I mean, kind of going back to that whole like arm
wow.
switching
Look at the
thing.
legs,
Oh
like,
wow!
Look at the legs. Like he's been skipping leg day his whole life. Like, he's so beefy on the top. Like
He's
he's
got
literally
these
got
little legs.
He's got like the prison build, you know, like he's been in prison working on his upper half, and literally like 24/7, his legs are struggling to keep him up straight. That's what it looks like.
He's a
right
little
now.
top heavy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Like with all the different gears and stuff, you can customize them. Yeah.
That
Actually,
My
looks
Hellboy
good.
is tricked
Full
out. He looks
horns,
dope.
Hellboy.
That looks like a
yeah.
pretty
Yeah, I got
game.
one of them. One of the horns. It's like those horns, but he's got like a flaming crown on top.
Solid.
It looks so good.
Find one of those. Can't.
All right, just go in the search bar and write like gears. So like the different gears. Skins, you might get some different stuff though. Because like you have two different kinds of things. You have the
Oh, yes,
skins
yes,
and you
of
have the
course.
gear. So there you go. You might get some different variations from that. There you go. You get to see a few different ones. You got some with like goggles and smaller horns and flaming horns and different fists too. Like you see the one in the middle, he had like pipes sticking out of his fist.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fancy schmancy.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
Steampunk.
So you can like fully customize the way your characters look, but you have to unlock the stuff, obviously. So like one of my first characters that I like completely pimped out, max level 20 and all that, was Harley Quinn, because she's like one of my favorite DC characters. So
That's tight. We just hit an hour here,
Cool
boys,
beans.
by the
we
way.
just hit an hour.
Wow, look at that.
Wow, look at
we
that.
actually
That actually
hit an
kind of flew
hour.
by though.
That's a milestone
Yeah.
for us, guys. I think we
Yeah.
should be proud of
I
ourselves.
thought
Our
we
first
would have
podcast.
like more dead air than we did. Like there was only a couple of moments we were like, what are we going to talk about now? But
then
it wasn't as
kinda-
bad as I thought.
Well, it's basically we're having a conversation. It's
Yeah,
a
pretty
group of friends
That's why
sitting
it's called
down.
college conversations.
And Kyle.
Well, but then I think, and Kyle, college,
Yeah.
a
I'm
group
here
of
for
friends
moral-
plus Kyle. Kyle's just like the.
Oh, he cut his
Ah!
savage.
I'm here for moral support.
He's our moral support. Thanks, Kyle. You've done a perfect job of that. No, it's a podcast. It's essentially like you're just having
It's
a
a big
conversation. It's
conversation.
people
Yeah.
having picking a topic and then having a conversation about it,
Mhm.
and that's literally what we're gonna do. And like this will actually help us when we actually get ready to go on air.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm surprised we didn't talk about this new Spider-Man game.
Next time.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
next
should
time.
definitely
Join
talk
us
about
next
that next
time.
time.
Jonas,
Dragon Ball Z.
teaser. We'll tease up for
Yes.
next week because every
There you
good.
Oh, I can giggle about that all day. Holy smokes.
About
Spider-Man PS4.
oh,
Oh,
about
my
like
God.
how amazing it is. Yeah.
Let's save that for
Yeah.
next time.
But it's how amazing it is.
Boom.
And I think we should do like a full like spoiler like review,
Yeah.
like not hold back, because like
Yeah.
everybody's
Well-
already done like the no spoiler.
Yeah, it's like
reviews
3 weeks into the game.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Like
probably
everybody's
got it
probably
already.
beat it by now, because it's not. Honestly, I was really
I
surprised
haven't
that
beat it.
it wasn't a long story. You know what? We're gonna stop talking about it. We're gonna keep it for next week, because I have so much passion behind.
Don't
this
ruin
game.
it for next
Oh my
week.
God,
We
me
get our
too.
listeners to come back for next week. next time.
Exactly.
Oh.
So should we end this here then?
I really,
Sure.
I want to end it.
Who
but
wants
I
to end
don't, because I'm having so much fun.
I mean, I'm having a lot of fun too, but I feel like we're just dragging it on.
I
at
guess
this
we're
point.
dragging on, so we can just end
Yeah.
it here for now.
We've exhausted our topics of conversation, I feel.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna say
Until
one
next
last
time.
farewell each, and then I almost called you Sean Jackson. Will
Again.
I'm over here.
yeah.
No, it's the worst. Is me and sorry, I don't mean to drag this on a little bit, but me and Kyle have been confusing Jackson with Johnny. We keep calling him
Oh,
Johnny.
yeah.
Like, hey, Johnny.
I mean, there
wait,
is a
that's
bit of a difference in
Jackson.
size. I mean, I don't want to point it out, but you know, I'm kind of
Maybe a little height difference.
huge compared to Jackson. And
Sorry,
I'm not
Jackson.
talking just like tall.
Oh, where did Kyle go again?
Oh no.
All right, let's
so
end
we're
it
gonna
there.
say our last farewell, and then Jackson will take it away for us. So my name's been Johnny. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
My name's been Kyle.
I'm Sean. See you later.
I'm Jackson. Deuces. Thanks for listening to College Conversations. I've been Jackson. Next week we'll feature Spider-Man PS4. Join us.
And some other topics.
Without Kyle's mic.
Later.
God damn it.